Hello everybody, thank you for watching this tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to request a temp and guiding you through the entire hiring process on the Tempbid web application. So to start with, navigate to app.tempbid.ca to open up your dashboard. For all postings, it's easiest to go to the postings page, but you can always start the process at any page on the top right. Let's head over to the postings page, and here you can see I have some active postings, I have some inactive postings from prior shifts where the temp has been found. But to start, let's go ahead and create a new request. First thing you want to do is select the type of professional you want to hire. So on our platform, we offer certified dental assistants, non-certified dental assistants, dental hygienists, and receptionists. So you can choose any of the following options you want to hire for your set date. You can set a basic minimum hourly wage. Of course, temporary staff will be able to submit their bids, and you will have to interact with them, and we'll be going through all of that later. Let's select the date. So for this postings, I'm going to hire for 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. So one thing is really important is that the way this platform is set up, once you selected your shift duration, any work done past that duration will be considered overtime. Now, the break time, if there is any within the shift, will be reduced from the work duration. So let's say if I'm doing 9 to 5 and there's going to be a 1 hour break, I have about an hour buffer both before and after the shift that can basically most likely take care of any type of setup and cleanup that needs to be done. So I'm not going to put any additional time allowed for it. But in an instance where there is no break within the shift, let's say a temp is coming in for a 6-hour shift with no break, I would want to post that shift as 6.5, possibly 6 and 45 minutes. And of course, if the temp is finished early, they can always check out. They're only going to get paid for the time that they have worked. And as far as the start time goes, they can check in as early as you want them to, regardless of the start time of the shift. There's a check-in confirmation process that we'll be going over. But generally speaking, you want to post the shift with a slight buffer if there is no break. In the description area, you can feel free to mention anything related to parking or any other special instructions. Similarly, you can provide more in-depth breakdown of the schedule. For instance, you can mention break time, how many new patient exams are there, how much time is allowed for these things, if you wish to do so. Of course, don't feel like you have to mention everything here, because there's going to be other available features to communicate with the temporary staff, such as our messaging system on the application. So for this example, I'm just going to put free parking available on office ground. And we're going to make the posting. So in this stage, you're going to be specifying any required skills in regards to equipment, software, clinical skills, language skills that you require for your temp. The software skill is very straightforward. You can always add your own. So let's say I'm using X software and it's not available. I can just click add, and that's how you can add it to your posting. As far as the skill goes, you really want to look at the day. You know, if there is a whitening patient booked under the hygiene column, you would want them to know how to do in-office whitening. Or for instance, if there is impressions that need to be taken, or there's scans that need to be taken, or there's a new patient that require panoramic x-rays, you would want to mention those things, or Fisher sealants as such. Lastly, the language requirements. None of these are a filter per se, so you can mention more languages than English, and candidates might not have that language requirement, but they can still apply. This is because you might want to have a preference over certain temporary staff over others in regards to their language skill. For instance, if you're located in a predominantly Asian community, you might want to add Mandarin to your language skills. So as you can see here, we have a calculation of what the shift breakdown is going to be if you were to find somebody with the posted hourly rate. Of course, this will change, but this gives you a good idea. So we're going to go ahead and post this request. And so now you can see there's two up here. For the purposes for us not to get confused, I'm just going to delete one of them. And so now we have the one. All right, so now I'm going to use the Temp app to interact with this posting. There we go. So I have the posting on my Temp app, and I'm going to counter with my initial hourly offer as $65 an hour. So as you can see, you have now received a bid on your posting. So let's go ahead and open up this bid. As you can see here, there's a breakdown of how the bid history has been going. You started at $50 an hour. The temp has requested $65 an hour, and $65 is the current most recent bid. Now you have three options, or four, with the messaging system. One, you can just accept the offers as they come. So you might not have much time to negotiate, or you might find the initial offer is reasonable. So you just go ahead and click accept, and the shift is automatically booked. Or you might view the candidate, and you might look at their reviews, their work history, and their professional software skills and completed modules, and you might find that the candidate is not a good fit for that said shift. No problem. You can always decline or reject their offer altogether. Now, in a case where you find the candidate suitable, but you would like to challenge their offer and have them consider a lower wage, you can always edit your bid amount. So they're asking for 65. I'm going to see if they will agree to $60 an hour. And I'm going to send this. And so now on the temp application, I have an offer for $60 an hour for this shift. So I'm going to accept it. All right. So as you can see, there's an indication here that the shift has been accepted. For the purpose of this video, so that it's very easy for you to follow, I'm going to go to the schedule page and show you that the shift is now scheduled. The temp also receives the same streamlined system on their mobile application, and they will be able to view the shift as scheduled. Now, you might want to message the temp, hello, just wanted to confirm for Monday, September 3rd. And the temp can message you back saying, yes, confirmed. All right, so now you know the shift is confirmed, but automatically the temp does receive a notification telling them that the shift is confirmed. There is no need per se to do this. One important note is once the shift is near, the temp will be able to submit their check-in time. Now, you as the office administrator will be responsible for ensuring this check-in time is suitable. So if it is, you can click confirm check-in, and that's when the timer starts for their shift. But if it's too early, you can always cancel and ask the temp to come back in 10 to 20 minutes whenever the start time of their shift is. Two important policies to keep in mind are, first, our late cancellation policy and early dismissal policy. The late cancellation policy is any cancellation done within 24 hours of the shift start time, and you'll be charged for 4 hours of work. Depending on the hourly rate you've set, you'll be charged a certain amount. Of course, the Tempbid platform service fee does apply to late cancellations and early dismissals as well. Same amount of time is billed for early dismissals. So any shift canceled prior to completion of 4 hours of work will be rounded up to 4 hours, and you'll be billed for the full 4 hours. These policies serve to protect our temporary staff, as they've set aside a full working day to be present at your office, and they need some form of income protection. Of course, a lot of this can be resolved by prior notice and communication through the messaging platform. I hope this video was helpful and you got all the answers you were looking for. Head over to the tutorials page on our website and find more tutorials on other aspects of the platform. If your questions are unanswered and you would like to contact us directly, you can call us at 778-378-9731, or you can email us at hello@tempbid.ca to get your questions answered. Have a great day.